So just record this because we're going to have special guests today. And I have been recording the Lunch and Learns. It is showing up in Team Transformers Voxer chat. So if you guys are on Voxer, which I want you to think of Team Transformers Voxer chat as like the NASDAQ or your news feed where, you know, catch if catch can. Don't get stressed out about that and turn off your notifications, but definitely check Voxer. That is our communication, you know, unless you're talking one-on-one with your sponsor or you're able to get on a Zoom or come to the Lunch and Learn. That's how we keep you up to date with what's going on. So Voxer is very key. And so get your team on there. That's how you can have hundreds of people on your team and be able to communicate. So Voxer is one of our communication tools. So is Team Transformers. Facebook, where we put the flyers for the events for the weekend. We might put other things. And then our Lunch and Learn. Our Lunch and Learn is our campfire to come around and make sure we're on the same page. We know what's going on. There's been a lot of different transition things that are happening. Hopefully you've been listening on Voxer. Let me just name a few. Tower Garden is becoming its own entity. And so it's separate from the Juice Plus compensation plan, which I did look at all of our orders, and we really are very low on how many Tower Gardens we sell. And Juice Plus has always been an awesome consumable product that has been able to bring us income past the point of sale. For instance, for me, 25 years ago in September, I got a bunch of people on at my high school as a high school guidance counselor. I was sharing, and they are still on Juice Plus. So it's like having a hit record on the radio, and it continues to pay you. You want to get those people solid in their belief about Juice Plus, and that's through education and exposures, events, education, videos. If you see a video that might, you know, be something they would like to watch, do that. So anyway, Tower Garden is going to be an entity of its own, and we've put out some information about that. That will all be on Voxer, so make sure you're paying attention to that. Also, Gardens of the Galaxy is having events, and I think one's coming up. Doug, do you remember that date, or anybody remember that date on email where you sign up to be the affiliate for free of Tower Garden? Go ahead. Oh, you don't? Okay.
I don't need a date.
So as long as you've sold one Tower Garden within the last year, you will be put at the second commission level, which is really where most people, I think, will end up. The first commission level is going to be very difficult. It's like the top 50 people who've sold Tower Gardens in Juice Plus. So that one's going to be difficult. I think it's 30%. The second level is 25% maybe. So you want to be able to get in on that second level. And I'm going to put out the flyer, okay, for you guys so you can look at it. And then that's Tower Garden, okay? Tune in, and just if you sell a Tower Garden, great, but focus on your Juice Plus business. Juice Plus, the micronutrients, complete the macronutrients, perform the recovery, and awesome for increased protein. I mean, the moms and the elderly, I think it's a great way to get protein in their diet. My mom is going through some health issues. They want her to have 100 grams of protein a day. And so that drink,
that's a lot,
is a miracle. And it's so easy for her to be able to take that in. And my mother-in-law uses it every day, all the time. She has for a year or two. So think of your elderly, if anything, getting that perform protein. And then we've got what? The bars. We've got Luminate. Woo, I couldn't say enough about Luminate, and Cindy's going to talk about Luminate. So focus on those, okay? And focus on the quad, the Omega also, which Shakira did a really great talk. So listen to the last Lunch and Learn. I did put that in the Voxer chat, and it was streamed into Team Transformers Facebook, okay? So there's that. So focus on that. The other two major things that we did talk about on Voxer are Juice Plus is going to have its own store on Amazon, not to take anything away from us. They're going to put that money back into us in the trenches, but to get rid of all the other terrible people on Amazon who are selling it wrong, saying it wrong, all that good stuff, and to promote our brand name. Okay, so that's why you're going to see, if you even see it, on Amazon, okay? And that way they can control the narrative of what's being said about Juice Plus. And they're going to be working on Wikipedia also. So we've got some major players that are amazing, that are really helping us grow in the US. One is Gina Gura. If you didn't get a chance to listen to that, she's a new person that they've gone outside to market Juice Plus, and all of that is going to be rolled out in September at the conference, 12th, 13th, 14th of September. They are going to make our brand name just pop, okay? And so she's an awesome marketing person. We've got Bill Baker working on technology. Now we're gonna have a transition there where we're gonna have to let go of some control. Okay, we're gonna have to train our customers and ourselves on using the new platform when it does roll out. Okay, so these are a couple of things that are a little scary change, but we are dealing with the virtual office, which has been there since I started, very old. We're dealing with the juiceplus.com, which I don't think many of us have been happy about. Shopify is going to be the platform, which will make it so much easier and intuitive. Yes, Gwen.
I have a customer who's 85 with no email, no computer, and she actually pays me for her order. What am I going to do with her?
I mean, you've already done, you've already started this, so it's gonna be hard for you to transition, but a son, a relative, a person, get her on email, you can help her. These kind of things have been considered and we're gonna have to work through, but they are gonna give her a no email address on her order, but we need to come up with one to give to them. So
I have an idea.
go ahead.
So Gwen, with her permission, like, of course, option one would be if you could get her to get an email and then she gives you that email access so that you can manage her stuff. The other option would be with her permission, if you created an email for her and then you just kind of pretend you're her and manage her stuff for you. So I think there's probably workarounds like that.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, we're gonna
Great
have to
idea. Okay.
do that for, whoever has an issue, or hop on Zoom, or when we're with our friend and they're want to set up their portal, and in between pickleball or in between when we see them at the gym or wherever we see them. These people are people mostly, but if not, we hop on Zoom or the phone, we say, okay, now click here. I mean, it will be something that we have to deal with, but it's also going to take away the menial aspect of the secretary that we've been to move their orders and to put their orders in. It's going to actually work too. So that's going to be helpful. Then we can spend time on great customer care like Shakira was talking about the other day. She has them on Juice Plus. She's calling them. How are you doing on your Juice Plus? Are you taking 2 of each color? That's real customer care. So then that will allow us to do more of that, inviting to events and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so and it moves us into the century, and the PCI part of it is that we are not supposed to be moving around people's credit cards and orders and stuff like that. So it's just, security. And you could tell that to your customers too. This is another form of security for you that the company is moving toward. Okay, so I think those are some of the major updates. We're still pushing the $10, become a partner, and get a couple more orders besides your own. I mean, so we just need to do it. There's so many people we need to talk to. We've got to use the $10 thing, and that they get a couple orders besides their own, and they will get this amazing sample box. Okay, and they will get $100 if they do it within 10 days, $50 if they do it within 30. Okay, so that is really big. And then we're having Mitra Ray, Lisa Pebble, and Shay O'Brien come to Jacksonville, Melbourne, Nalani, your ears better perk, and Orlando. Take advantage of those dates and of the tour, 17th, 18th, 19th. Those flyers will be coming out. I'll make sure that you guys get those, and they're going to be in Kansas and other places. So it's going to be amazing. They really rocked Seattle. They said everybody ordered Luminate. Everybody, just loved it. So they're going to be making a tour. The company is really doing everything they can to support us in the field and get our our whatever up. What am I trying to say? Sales, okay, up. All right, or distribution even. So today we have special guest Cindy Carver. I've known her because of New Smyrna Beach. ran into her at the Publix bakery and conferences ever since. I don't know how many years it's been, but she went through a lot and she loves her Juice Plus, and she's just been very steady in her consistency. And she's going to share with you her journey, her health journey, also her journey to now almost QNMD. Any minute, she's going to become a qualifying national marketing director. And also her newest excitement with Luminate, and also her newest ministry where children are getting chewables for free thanks to her getting sponsors for them. That's not going to be for everybody, but it is going to be something to maybe perk your mind and think, oh, that's how I can get more volume. I said to Cindy, well, does that mean you need volume for your next promotion? She doesn't totally need volume, but if somebody needed volume, that's a great like one-time thing. I don't know how long she's going to be doing it, but those are some of the things I wanted you to learn about with Cindy and why I invited her here today. So Cindy, you can also tell about yourself and how many kids and all that good stuff. And I'll give you the floor just to start, and then you can just stop and we'll ask questions.
Okay, great. Yes, so I grew up in New Smyrna Beach. I'm from Indianapolis originally, but I've been here for 57 years. I'm 63. The house that I'm in, we built by ourselves, which is pretty incredible when you hear my story. So I heard about Juice Plus 17 years ago, and I said no for 4 years because I was chronically ill with lupus, and I had a spontaneous dissection of the carotid artery at 34, stroked out. The Lord healed me. It's an incredible miracle. And then I just always was sick. I had pancreatitis, GERDs, bleeding ulcers, like any inflammatory problem you could have, I had it, and it was from the lupus. And so when my friend who kept sharing Juice Plus with me, she was over persistent, I would say. She wasn't listening to my concerns. And so I've learned now to be a better listener and not try to, insist that my product is the best, even though it is. Well, I mean, for me, it was. Anyways, I said no for 4 years. And we have a funny joke. I was cleaning condos. I had a cleaning business for 30 years. And, in New Smyrna Beach, there's lots of condos. So I had a 70-unit condo that I was cleaning. And so I was in and out of Clorox all the time. I inhaled it. It was exhausting. And on top of the lupus, I drank 7 Pepsis a day to, get me motivated to clean all those units. So I was a chronic wreck. And we were cleaning at 11:30 one night. My friend that sponsored me was in one unit. I was in the other unit. And I prayed to God. I said, oh my God, this is killing me. There has to be something better for me. And so I walked out the door. I caught my heel on the screen door. I ripped it open. I needed 12 stitches. I'm bleeding. I'm exhausted. I'm crying out to God. And I walk into the next unit to lock it up. And my friend said, you might want to ask God if you're in the right business. I'm like, I just did. So at that moment, she said, well, there's always Juice Plus. So I said, sign me up. So I said yes to Juice Plus in my weakest, most exhausted, even bleeding moment of my life. But that's what it took for me to get started. And my first week of taking Juice Plus, I noticed that I stopped wanting the Pepsis. In fact, the second I drank a Pepsi after a week of the Juice Plus chewables, I spit it out because it tasted like poison. And so from that day on, which is 13 years, I have not been drinking Pepsis. I'm a total water girl forever. I came off all my GERDs medicine, all my high blood pressure medicine, all my high cholesterol medicine, like the first month. I have been in remission from lupus since I added Juice Plus to my diet that day. I am 9 years aggressive breast cancer survivor. So 3 years into my journey, I was diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer, went through a double mastectomy. And I remember seeing you down at Julie Herbst's boot camp, and I was there, bald as could be, and I had a bag full of just capsules, and I was taking 24 capsules a day. And after my 3rd treatment of chemotherapy, My liver was shutting down, my kidneys were shutting down. And so I just said, I need a month off to pray. Like I went into this wholehearted. I'll listen to the doctors and I still respect them, but I knew I should be putting good nutrition in my body, which I was. But I also knew that everything about the chemo was like killing me. And so I said, I just need a month off to pray. And the doctor said, no, you'll die. You have 3 months to live if you discontinue this chemo. And that was 9 years ago. And so here I am. And so I share that I built my own house. I literally framed every single wall in here by myself. Well, my sister, who is even older than me, we did it together. We built the whole house. We had it brand spanking new in 2022. And then the flood came, Hurricane Ian. So it ripped everything. We had to rip out all the walls, all the floors, everything. We had 7 inches of water throughout it. But I've learned through all of that, I don't look at the natural. I trust the supernatural, and I trust that there are bigger and better things for me. And I was sharing with someone yesterday, I have abundance on my wall. It's in like 12-inch letters all the way across my wall. And I put that on my wall when I had half of a wall and no floors. And so you just have to stay focused on the things that are good and that are coming instead of being defeated. And, my husband, when the water was rising, he said to me, honey, we've weathered worse storms than this. And I'm like, oh, you're right. Children, cancer, chemo, all these other things. Like it was what was at hand that we were dealt with. But, we don't stay focused on all that. So all that to say, I am 13 years from lupus remission, no medications. I haven't been on any medications since. I do still take 2 and 3 times the amount of the Juice Plus. I took 4 times the amount of Juice Plus. So I took 24 of the 3 color for the first 4 years. And then we added the omegas. And for the first time when I took the omegas, my brain came back after chemo brain. And I never even knew I had chemo brain because it was just my way of life until the omegas. And now with the Luminate, I gave up all my coffee on the 6th of April, and I have not drank coffee since. And so I just drink Luminate every day. I love it. I never have jitters. If I forget to drink my Luminate, I don't have migraine headaches from, no caffeine. So we're just having amazing success with people that are just in awe of how they feel. And the funny thing about it is they don't know how to explain it because they haven't felt it for so long. They're like, I just don't even know how to explain it. I just feel clear or clarity or, just able to do more tasks daily. So it's amazing. So that's my Juice Plus story. I signed up as a rep the same day because I just knew I wanted the discount, right? So I had the discount mentality. But once I had the results, I had to share it wholeheartedly. And so I've been on a mission to share Juice Plus with as many people as I can.
Oh my goodness. Are you guys dying? What a great story. And you're a great storyteller.
Oh,
Don't
really?
you think,
Thank you.
Melanie? I see you nodding. She's
Oh
saying
my
as the water was rising, like that's traumatic. And so including things like that in your story, that's powerful. Not to say you were trying, but I mean, you just are. You're a great storyteller and you did it so quickly. Okay, so
Ah.
let's have you guys comment or ask any
Oh
questions.
my
Just
gosh.
what
Oh
Sherry
my
said.
goodness. Well, I put it in the chat, Cindy. You are indeed an inspiration. And thank you for saying chemo brain, because for months and months, and I think I'm still just coming out of it, I was in such denial, I guess. I just wasn't accepting that that everything is normal, quote unquote, And your story is going to be one that I'll never forget. I will never forget.
Thank you. I remember your beautiful face from conference so many times.
Yeah, I miss it. I'm looking forward to it. So you have been, wow, 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 wow. That's all I can say. Thank you for being. That's all.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else before we go on? Okay, so I love that you mentioned, we haven't really talked about it lately, taking more Juice Plus. That was something that we talked about a lot when I first signed up, is that people take more Juice Plus if they're fighting a disease, you know? That's something that people in the field just kind of recommend. It's not the company saying that, but we've all kind of learned from each other. I remember Jeannie Williams said she got rid of her shoebox of vitamins and started taking like 6 of each color. So that really helped her with her MS. So I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned the omega, because that is the one that I am the worst at taking. So I'll be inspired more to take the omega. And that's really neat that you found that. And luminate. Okay, so if you had to pick one, you couldn't, right?
No, never. Mm. They're all different. It's micronutrition, it's macronutrition, it's brain functioning, it's gut function, you know, so they're all working probably synergy. The more we have more of it in our bodies, the better it's only going to be.
Okay, and I also want to mention that you are on Renee O'Neill and Mary Koenig's team,
Yes.
right?
And
so,
Dr. Odom.
and Dr. Odom, and they are somewhere else for the most part. So how
They're,
do you go
well,
ahead?
Mary Koenig is very plugged in. Mary's my BFF, like, so she's plugged in with me all the time. Renee
You're saying
is,
they're not local to you, and you've been able
no,
to
they're in New
build your
Jersey.
business. So tell us how
Yes.
you've been able to build your business with your upline sponsors somewhere else.
Yeah. So just I think just having the results that I was having and the excitement. So everything, whatever energy we bring to our community is, they're either it's either good or bad, and they're either gonna, you know, be drawn to it or be repelled from it. So I always try to bring my best. In fact, I had a Luminate party last week that I had to cancel, remember, because I had mouth surgery. And I told Sharon, I said, I'm so sorry, I have to cancel. I would never cancel, but I didn't want to come to a Luminate party at my home and me have low energy or not be able to talk or not be able to be me, who I am, who I just am what I am. So I couldn't imagine having a Luminate party and talking about, you know, having great brain functioning. And I'm like, oh, all I could think about was the pain in my head. So I feel like that's just important for the people that we, you know, ask to partner with us to come along, having fun, just making it fun. And the main thing is just getting them to the conventions. If we can get them to the conventions or plugging them into the local events, which I can't wait to plug into Melbourne. The community, just having a healthy living community mindset, I feel like invites people that wouldn't typically come into our community. I started sourdough workshops, and the first, I baked 1 loaf of bread, and then I started hosting sourdough bread workshops. Not like Dougie though, he's the king. But so anyways, I'm have 8 guests at my house, and people were like, so how long have you been baking sourdough? And I said, oh, this is my 2nd loaf. And they're all like, what? And you're having a workshop? And I said, yes, because I do everything afraid. I don't care if it's sourdough has so much grace. Let's just learn together. Let's have fun together. Like, and so it took the pressure off of them to just, okay. And they sent pictures. It was hysterical. We set up a little group chat, and they had flat bread, they had beautiful bread, they had ugly bread, and we all embraced all of it. It was, and every single one of them said, oh my God, it tastes so delicious. So, and I said, and we had so much fun. So, you know, I say, you don't have to be a master at it to host a party, you know, just, you know, mop your floor, wipe your counters down, and invite lots of friends and have food and fellowship. And I had a little saying, I would make a pot of soup because it was a chillier time. I would make a soup and invite them to make bread to break bread. And so we did a make bread and break bread, and that was fun. That was part of our, you know, fun and fellowship. But so we had good results with that. And then I started fermenting. So now I'm fermenting my own vegetables. That was terrifying because, you know, I don't want to kill anyone. And fermenting is just a little scarier to me, I feel like, but I did it anyways, and I'm excited. And the fermenting process is beautiful. So I just jump in. I am what I am. Like I said, I don't try to, master it. And I let them know up front, hey, I'm just doing this. You want to come alongside of me? And how fun would that be if we're just doing our business? You want to come alongside of me? It could be messy, it could be fun, but what if, right? So
Right.
that's kind of how I just do it.
So you just do it. And also talking to people. You just go right in. You're not afraid.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it
not
just seems like
afraid.
she's not afraid. She's also thinking very positively. I like the way she says she's not thinking about the past. She's not worried about the future. She's living in the present and all that's coming, that she knows
Yeah.
there's good coming for her. So I
Yeah.
think that positive attitude is definitely something that has got you this far, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
now,
and I'm in the middle of writing a book. It's called Cancer Unplugged. It's on my board. So I'm watching my board, my dream board, and I had QNMD on there. I had double my paycheck. I had finished my Cancer Unplugged, Exposing the Darkness book. And so the book is all about when you get a cancer diagnosis, how that fear will cripple you, the oxygen shuts down, your body really cannot heal when you're in that mindset. And the Lord clearly spoke to me when I had got that diagnosis that cancer is cancer, nothing more, nothing less. Like, so if we can neutralize it and let our brain process, this is cancer, my body knows how to fight it. Yes, you might have to seek higher medical attention, but to be able to process it and pray and then figure out what you need to do was super important for me. So I say that with life in general. A flood is just a flood. Yes, it came up. Yes, it destroyed everything, but it didn't kill us. And here we are. And in my book, I say this not to ever minimalize cancer. I would never. I have lost so many loved ones to cancer, and it's serious, but I do want to neutralize it so that we can think and we can process and we can pray and we can, move through it the way that God would intend us to move through it. So that's kind of how I do life, period.
Super inspiring. Wow, we're learning a lot from you, Cindy, for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Anybody want to comment on that? We're going to talk about her newest ministry that she's
Mhm.
excited about with the children's chewables. Anybody want to say anything before that? Doug?
I wanted to ask, I don't know if this is the right time or not, but
Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, after doing this business for what, like 12, 14 years or whatever it's been, how do you, a lot of people find it hard, or at least in their mind find it hard, like, where are you going to meet new people? Like, how are you meeting new people and having new prospects after 12 years? What advice do you have for people that feel that they can't figure out where to meet people?
Yeah. So I'm all about, remember when we had the Team Z, just reach out, connect. I'm a connector. I love people genuinely. I don't have to sell them Juice Plus. I don't have to tell them my story about Juice Plus, but I do want to connect with people, listen to people, and if I can offer a solution in that section, which typically I can, but just honestly having the events available to invite them into our healthy living community, whether it's Tower Gardens, whether it's soup and salads, or whether it's sourdough or fermenting, I feel like when you put yourself out there with no Juice Plus attached, but you're making food and, I don't know, my grandson who's 5, he makes his own Juice Plus shake, and the reels are like the highest volume. People watch him, but he's like just in there. He knows how to put the scoops in and the peanut butter and push the button. And then he always gives you 1 thumb up and then 2 thumb, like, so we just do life, and having these events, like, I always need to be improving my gut health. Like, I always know that. I'm 63 and I'm going the opposite way towards health. So I just always know that I need to get up my game in that. So I feel like it comes genuinely from inviting them into our community and then hearing more of their needs, loving them right where they are. I absolutely love and respect everyone right where they are. And if they're not ready, and part of that comes from me being push, you know, so I'm kind of the extreme opposite. I'm not a high salesperson at all. I used to be in trouble for giving Juice Plus away because if somebody had a need and they couldn't afford it, I would give them Juice Plus. And I have an incredible cancer story for that. My friends used to say, oh my God, you can't give Juice Plus to everybody. And I said, well, I can give it to the people I can give it to until I can't give no more. And when I got diagnosed with breast cancer, our Juice Plus sideline body community, I had 4 months supplies just showing up at my door month after month, week after week. I didn't buy Juice Plus for 4 years because of the Juice Plus community pouring into me. And I always say, you know, if you sow a seed, the Lord will give it back abundantly. So that's the other word on my wall. It's intentional and abundant. So I live an abundant life, and I feel like I can't ever outgive God. Now, I do know that they need to be able to understand the value. And if they don't pay for it, then they might not see that value. So, but that's a good segue into this ministry. And so going for Q with the whole Tower Garden structure, I happen to have, I don't know if anyone here watches the Aeroponic Tower channel, a redhead girl from Carolina. She's corporate, flies her to Canada. She's incredible. She's a QSSC.
She really is. You guys gotta watch.
She is. She's a QSSC on my team. She was a lead from corporate 8 years ago. She bought her first Tower Garden. She lived in Jacksonville, never did a thing. I stayed in touch with her for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. I'm building my house 2 years ago. And she signed up underneath me again and said, so I got a whole lot of things in the working. And so you'll see it come through pretty soon. But so I just stayed connected with this person. And then she had moved to North Carolina. And so she sells 20, 30 Tower Gardens a month. And sometimes they're family towers. So she quickly moved from, you know, QSC to QSSC in like 4 months. Just beautiful. So she loves the Tower Garden, and she loves her Juice Plus, but she's focused on the Tower Gardens, and she grows mushrooms. Like she lives off the land. She's incredible. So she loves the affiliate idea. She never wanted to build team. So, but all of that, I have been hitting all my numbers like over what I needed for QNMD, but I didn't have the structure. So I've been working on the structure, and all of a sudden now I get the Tower Garden, you know, changing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to shift my mind. And so I prayed and asked God, I need creative idea, Lord. I need your help on this, because the Lord knows my heart and he knows my intentions. So I've been super hardworking at, you know, the Q&M goal, and I've been going for it for 9 years. So hang in there, it's coming. So to stay focused, I just asked the Lord to give me a good idea. And so he reminded me of another idea that I did years ago. And so I knew that if I could get a sponsorship for kids that would come alongside a food pantry in Oak Hill. And I grew up in Oak Hill, and I grew up very poor. And so the fact that it could go back to my old community that I grew up in was really special to me. So then I had to like say, okay, how's this going to work? So the way it works is I had to get the pastor on board, which he was on board in a second because they know me for 20 years. His daughter takes Juice Plus, and all his grandkids have been on Juice Plus forever. So he knew the value of the nutrition that they would be getting. And so the program would be, hey, can I come alongside of you and get sponsors to buy a 4-month supply, pay in full, of the Juice Plus gummies. And then I pass them out to the children with their families. Whether if they have 2 kids that are under 7, they would get 1 whole box of the 4-month, and that would last them, you know, the 2 months. So I have to have all that in a organized way. So I have all that done. The way they're ordered, and I got a call from corporate today that it was red flagged. You had 28 boxes of Juice Plus going out to a food pantry. And so tell me about it. I said, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you about it. Now,
They're very careful. Yes.
yeah. So no, but so I could have said, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. But I said, I can't wait to tell you about it. Look what we get to do. We get to put, you know, healthy nutrition into these kids that are in such need of, you know, half their parents are recovering addicts and they're homeless. And I can't even process the stress these children go through. So to be able to be that part of it. So what we do is we get sponsors that I put it in under food pantry. It gets shipped to me. And then I put the sponsor's email and I put the sponsor's phone number. And so, and then all the sponsors' credit card information. So today when she called me, she said, I clearly could see that it wasn't you just putting all these orders in. And she said, yes, they're being shipped to your address, but I could see that the email. And I said, well, that's my tracking record so that the customer or the sponsor can see that, yes, it went to the food pantry. Yes, it was 116. And yes, it came from Juice Plus. So for me, I said, that's my tracking record. And she said, well, her name was Debbie Bradley. And she said, I just want you to know, I love what you're doing. I'm totally on board with what you're doing. She said, I can see that there are several team members, meaning like I can see you're putting structure in your place, right, to get to QNMD. And she said, but because they're all separate orders and separate payments, she said, you're totally in line. And she said, it's beautiful. I said, well, you might see a couple from Harriet Sulcer come down because Harriet wants to, you know, be a part of it, or, you know, whatever. She said, no, it's totally in line. And I said, and honestly, I have like 6 people that did not want to give me credit card info. They want to write a check. So they have to write the check to me and then I have to do them. So that's the only place that you're going to see the my credit card info, you know, under a different name. And I said, however, I do have their email and their phone number of that person that did that so that they can still get the $116 receipt for their, you know, purchase of the food pantry. And it says food pantry and it has their email. So all that to say, so that unfolded last Friday, and we got probably 40 some sponsors that said yes. Some of them are, you know, I'll get with you next week or whatever, which is fine because I will need some in July too. And so the pantry is open the 3rd Saturday of every month. So July 20th is going to be our first session. And I can honestly tell you, and my husband and I have agreed that if this promotion gets me my promotion, that, you know, of the 4,000, we will take 1,000 and buy tents for the homeless, or, you know, we will give it back to the Oak Hill ministry in that community to just make their life a little easier. So I'm excited about that because Sharon, you asked me, well, do you ever feel like people think you're being selfish or whatever, you know? And I was mowing the yard the other day and I just remember thinking, well, the bottom line is it doesn't matter who makes an income from, you know, whatever you're selling. We're getting that much more nutrition into little kids, period. That's the bottom line. So for me, that was my mindset of cancer is cancer, nothing more, nothing less. Like, don't write this story around, is that ethical or any of that? Yes, I have a goal. The Lord knows my goal. I've worked at it so hard. And, but my heart is to serve kids, homeless, and nutrition. So it all came together. So that's it.
Amazing. So you're going to be seeing her continue to get promotions. Do you guys agree? I mean, there's no stopping her. she's overcome so much and has such a positive attitude. And I love your new ministry. And so during your distribution session of giving it to the parents and children, maybe you'll teach on whole food nutrition also,
Yes.
as you're
Yes.
sharing what Juice Plus is, because how could you pass it out without sharing that?
Correct.
So learn, you know, all that good stuff.
I actually had a very emotional moment. Like I opened up the door and there were 12 boxes at my doorstep. And I had such an emotional vision of that connection with those kids and just getting to minister to them. And I haven't shared this, but I taught Sunday school for 27 years. And so the age that I taught was first and second graders. So to be there to educate them on health and nutrition is, I got so emotional just seeing that, like, oh my gosh, this is just the beginning. So I'm excited.
All right, sounds like just the beginning. Okay, so a couple more things before we go for today. I want to hear about what you say to people about joining the community, the business. I'm sure other people would like to hear that, and also about your Illuminate party. So whichever
Yes.
you want to choose first.
Well, they kind of go hand in hand. So I start with the flyer because I don't want to send out flyers to everybody about the event and then turn around and say, hey, can I, would you be open to hearing more about what I do? So what I do is have healthy living events. And so I invite them to the healthy living event. And because we have several on the calendar, I just make sure that they know if they can't make that one, I ask permission to invite them to another one on different days. And so that goes very well. Once they're at the event, of course, it's focused around the Illuminate and then why we're a healthy living community. What is a healthy living community? And so I kind of explain the healthy living community and the excitement that we have. Honestly, many people will start, and I share the product, and then people will start saying, oh, my mom really needs this. And so that's a beautiful segue into, well, listen, for $10, you can become a partner. It sounds like you already see the importance of how this can impact your life as well as your mother, blah, blah, blah. Come alongside us. And for $10, and we'll help you and you can become part of this healthy living. Now, I never disinvite anyone from that healthy living. Like they can come into that healthy living community and never buy Juice Plus in a heartbeat. And we focus on the healthy living, healthy living, healthy living. How can we do this better? How can we do, because none of us get it right all the time. So I just feel like the healthy living events are a natural, hey, we're here for fun. I always say it's going to be fun, fellowship, food, and information to help you live a healthy life. So I want them to know you are going to get information. And I do always say sponsored by Juice Plus. So that's always, up in the upfront. So they always know that they're going for information, but we have so much fun and fellowship that I feel like they want to come along. So that's kind of how I do it.
Okay, awesome. So you've got healthy living events and then they come and you invite them to be part of that.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. And I love that you always say sponsored by Juice Plus. You're always including, our healthy living talk. Do you actually do a presentation or
Oh,
what?
no. I am a fly by the pants girl all day long. I will be organized, but if I'm not sharing from my heart, I'll do this, I'll stutter, I just have always been an all heart girl. Like they need to see me and see my story and hear my heart over the information, if anything.
Okay, so
I do share it all.
No script, you're doing it, you're just telling them everything.
Yeah, because remember you said, show up with the PowerPoint. And I'm like, that's not happening for me. Oh,
I don't know when I said that, but
you were kidding me.
Okay, yeah, and she's having a Illuminate party this Saturday. I was telling Nalani because Nalani lives close.
Where are you, Nilani? Ormond Beach?
Heathrow.
Oh, Heathrow, that's beautiful. Lake Mary.
Yeah, Lake Mary, yeah.
That's beautiful.
But not too far,
Yeah,
okay, well, I mean, do you have anything you want to add to all
Yeah, I want to follow up on my
he's
previous.
really good at
my previous
Follow.
question,
Yes.
which was more,
Finding more people. To
yeah, it's like more of like, you know, if you have 40 sponsors right now for the kids, just always meeting new people, like where are you finding new people to talk to?
Right.
Is it
Well,
mostly online? Is it at church? Is it like, give us some specific examples?
I'm very careful at church. I would carry it more outside of church. I just have that boundary. Now, I've actually been on a lot of Via de Cristo weekends, which is like a non-denominational movement. And a lot of my people come from that, but never on a weekend, you know, like, so just the connections that I build from those special weekends. It's just a special connection that you can't explain. And so later in other conversations, it may come up like, what do you do? Or, you know, so that's, yeah. And I have my grandkids a lot right now. So I want to get out and take, you know, him to the park. Like I told Mary, I do feel like, because I stay home with my grandkids a lot, I just feel like a lot of it has to come from me being in this community for so many years that they either know me or they know my son or they know my kids or so, you know, just earning that respect in this community. But Sharon told me a long time ago, she moved to Fort Lauderdale to become an NMD. And I can see that. No, I can see that. The mindset at the beach is way different than, you know, being in a bigger city kind of area. Like I feel like our community is not as health conscious and I used to struggle with that because I've always been overweight. And now I'm on looking into hormones situation because I think a lot of it has to be with my hormones. But I mean, if you've been through the stuff that I've been through, you know, my body, it's had a lot of trauma, but I love me the way I am and I know my heart. And so I just share my heart. But I remember thinking when I was going through chemo and I, you know, didn't have any hair and thinking, well, you're not really the poster child for Juice Plus. And I'm like, yes, you are the poster child for Juice Plus because your body needs that nutrition more than it ever needed it before. So be raw, be authentic, you know, let them know, gosh, I can't imagine this journey without it. And, you know, again, I keep thinking at 63, 9 years after cancer, I could build my own house. Like, that's nuts. Crazy. So, but I
Awesome.
had vision and it came to pass.
Cool.
Okay. Well, I think she just meets people everywhere. You know, you
I
get to
think I do. My sister used to call me the mayor of New Smyrna Beach. And then she said, I don't care where we are, you know somebody. And so the funny thing is I'm at the cancer center in Orlando in the elevator. The door opens up and it's a sideline buddy that was going through cancer the same time as me, a same exact kind of cancer. But we like embrace each other in the elevator. And my sister said, are you kidding me? We're in Orlando at a cancer center in the elevator. And the one person in there, you know her. So I love it. And we encouraged each other. And she's doing great too with her, you know, Juice Plus. So yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Today is the 27th of June. We need to push for the end of the month stuff. I have been looking at some genealogy reports. Order one from the virtual office. You can get to the classic virtual office from your juiceplus.com if that's what you're used to. Order that preferred customer genealogy report and see the status. Clear up your declined credit cards so that you get paid on those orders. Also push for any promotions by the end of the month, okay? Because we are at the 27th. And I think that's it. And then I was gonna say about our next lunch and learn. So we'll see you on Monday, I think, yes, but not on next Thursday, which will be the 4th of July. Okay, so thank you, Cindy, for
You're
being.
welcome. Thanks
We appreciate
everyone.
it.
Coming on.
This is
Let me share my Luminate real quick. So it's in the boards app. So it is pineapple juice, Luminate, water, and then coconut milk. It is so refreshing. So
Mhm.
delicious.
So
And it's
that's
in the
supposed to
board.
taste like a pina colada or
It totally does all day long. It's so
colada.
delicious.
or the one where they combine the red and the white.
Yeah, so I don't know how that is the recipe, but I can't make mine look like that. But it's
Right, no.
amazing. But that is the recipe.
I'll tell you my recipe that I love because we make it sometimes is water with luminate
Mhm.
and then lime and mint,
Mm-hmm.
lime, mint, and oh, cut up strawberries.
Uh-huh.
Tiny strawberries. So it looks pretty like a mojito.
Yeah.
And, I think some people want it a little sweeter and I don't. So they can always add agave or something if they want to.
Yeah.
Okay, enjoy your lemonade and
Thank
we'll see you
you.
guys next
Thanks,
time.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Wow, Cindy, it was amazing. I felt like I was drinking out of a fire hydrant. It was
Aw.
amazing. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words.
Yeah, love
God
your
is good.
You.
heart
Bye.
story and how sweet you are. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.